Now, what I wanted to do today is to share some pearls. You know, in medicine, when you're a medical student or you're a resident, we have these things called clinical pearls. So they're things of wisdom that your senior doctor will tell to the junior doctors, and you'll be like, wow, and they really help you to take better care of patients. So I'm going to share these pearls, little tips that I have picked up along the way. Hopefully, they will assist you in your sadhana. The first thing is on meditation. Many people make the mistake that meditation is about sitting straight, keeping your mind still, focusing on something for a certain period of time, and that is supposed to be meditation, right? That's not meditation. Swami says that meditation is merging with God. Okay? And this can be done anywhere at any time. The sitting meditation practice is important because it allows us to, what do I say? Why do we do these sadhanas? Because they help us to still your vasanas, okay? Your vasanas, your tendencies will come down. Once the tendencies come down, you become quiet. Once you become quiet, what happens? You see yourself as God. That's all. That's the whole sadhana. There's nothing more than that, okay? Don't think that you'll chant this mantra or do this prayer like it says on YouTube and you will achieve whatever you want. God is not going to be bribed by you chanting a particular mantra to him or her, right? Really. I mean, that's very childish thinking. Do your sadhana so that you silence the mind. Once the mind is silenced, automatically you will see yourself as God. Whatever sadhana you want, it can be bhajans, seva, chanting, repetition, mantra, puja, whatever, but keep consistent. Now, what I'd like you to do, okay, this is the homework for today, is during the day, when you're not involved in anything, just drop everything and meditate on the Lord. You can be driving your car. Well, don't drive your car in heavy traffic, but you can be walking, you can be cycling, you can be working out at the gym, you can be preparing dinner, you could be doing simple work in your office, whatever it is. But however it is, just allow the mind to be still. And if the mind continues to wander, just watch the mind like you would watch a small child playing. But just meditate on the Lord. Be so in love with the self, with the Atma, with God. They're all the same things. Be so in love with that you just will meditate continuously on the self, on the Lord, on the Atma. Okay? This is the homework. To be so in love with that you just let go of everything else. And then what will happen is, whatever the mind does, remember I told you past, present, anxiety, sadness, it won't matter to you anymore. It won't matter. Whatever the body does, you get some ache, you get some pain, this thing, some funny thing. It won't matter. Okay? Just be so in love with the Atma. Meditate constantly on the Atma, on the self, on God, on Swami. And everything else will be taken care of. Okay? This is the first thing. If you do this, then you're done. Okay? You're finished. You don't have to do anything else. The second thing I've noticed about many sadhakas, including everyone in this room, is you're all very sincere, which is very good. Do you remember that story I had told you about Ramakrishna, that Ramakrishna Paramahansa always tells about a Guruji who went with his Sishya to do their daily ritual at the ritual bath in the Ganga one day, right? And so they're doing their bath in the holy Ganga, and the Sishya, the student, asked the Guruji, Master, how much should we desire self-realization? Remember this story, right? And the Guruji says, you really want to know? And the Sishya says, yes, Master, please tell me. And then without any warning, the Guruji grabs his Sishya, the student, by their hair and pushes him down underwater so that he's completely underwater. And he holds him there with full force. The Guruji is surprisingly strong. And the Sishya is splashing about trying to get back up. And just when he thinks that he's finished his last breath, the master grabs his hair and then pulls him back up out of the water. And the student is sputtering. And what does the master ask the student? He says, how much did you want that next breath? And the student naturally says, well, more than anything, more than anything, master. And the master says, that is how much you must want self-realization. Okay? So the reason I share this story is because without that intensity and perseverance, without intensity and perseverance, you will not succeed. You will be reborn. Am I clear? Without intensity, perseverance in your sadhana, you will be reborn. I can guarantee it. I will put it in writing. You have to have intensity and you have to have perseverance. But here's the thing. It's good to have intensity, but what happens is sometimes we get so intense, we get like this, like too uptight about things. And that actually becomes a hindrance on the spiritual path. That becomes an obstacle on the spiritual path. It's much better to be in that state of peace where the mind becomes like this. Okay? The mind becomes like this. So the reason I keep going back over and over on control the mind, silence the mind, learn to still the mind. All you need is stillness and you will see yourself as the self with a capital S. The reason I keep saying this is it's so true. That's all you have to do. But you need perseverance and intensity to do it. But if your intensity makes you uptight, you will fail. So learn to bring in that peace into your sadhana. And the reason I say that, as we've said before, is that this year is a year of tremendous turbulence in the external world. But the external world is imaginary. It's imaginary. But there will be turbulence outside, and there will also be turbulence inside, in your internal world, in your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and your experiences. Just be the witness of that also. And stay in that state of peace, in that state of calm. And if you can do that, what will happen? You will see that you are the self. It'll just happen automatically. Yeah. So can you try this week? Yeah. Does this make sense to you? So you need that perseverance. You need that intensity. But I need you to go into that state of peace, that state of calm, like Master Shifu in Kung Fu Panda. Okay? Yes? That's what I need. That's what I need from you, is to be in that state of peace. And you know what will happen when you're in that state? Something very beautiful. When you're in that state with the self, or when you're in that state of peace, there's an energy that just comes from your physical body automatically, without you doing anything. It's a divine energy. And that divine energy will just go out from you without your being aware of it, and bless everyone in your vicinity. It happens automatically. You don't have to do anything. It's the most lovely experience just to watch that happen. You'll realize it later, but it's a lovely experience. So go into that state of peace. Let go of the outer world. Let go of the inner world. Your worries. Why did this happen? Let go of all those things. It's all imagination. It's all a dream. And focus on the self. Focus on that peace. Focus on that bliss. You know you're there because either you're feeling shanti, peace, or you're feeling bliss, ananda. Okay? That's the litmus test that tells you that you're there. And then what will happen is you'll realize this ananda is good, this bliss is good, but it's not the end. Okay? Because ananda itself can be a trap if you just think that ananda is the last stage. Ananda is not the last stage, or something else beyond that, which is just pure awareness, pure consciousness. So ananda tells you that you're almost there, but it's not the end. You have to go a little bit beyond that bliss, and then you get to pure awareness. That's all. Yeah, just one more step. Okay. So I know what I've explained today is a bit hard. It's not something that you hear every day. Most of us were told, sing bhajans, go do your seva, sleep on time, eat on time, no? Don't get fat, no? Take care of your parents. All good things, but this is the truth, right? What is being told. Focus on this. Be still, be still, be still. Okay. Any questions on this? doubts?
There are two questions actually. One is, I find that this awareness of the self, uh, sort of the quality diminishes if the chakras are not
No, that's
clean.
all
It's
imagination.
imagination.
All imagination. All imagination. The self is always there. It's just that you're not looking at it. That's all. Understand this. What I said is really important. That self, that God self, that Atma, that Paramatma, that Parabrahman, whatever name you want to give it, it's always there. It's always there. It never ever goes away, not even for a second. All you have to do is shift your attention back to it. And how do you do that? Just be silent. Just be still.
And the second question is, uh, you mentioned a few satsangs ago about the three stages. I am in the light is in me, and I am the light. So I find myself oscillating between
You will
I am
oscillate.
in the light and the light is in me.
You will oscillate. You will go from I am in the light is in me, to I am the light. And sometimes you'll go slowly back up and down. Sometimes you'll go quickly up and down until you get finally established. See, self realization is to know I am the light. Okay. After self realization, what is next? Self stabilization is the next stage where you stabilize in that awareness. I am the light. Otherwise, you will go, I am in the light is in me. Phew, that is really awesome feeling when you get there. And then you get to I am the light, and you're like, duh, this was simple. Why didn't I realize this before? But then you're not self stabilized. So you come back down. Okay, so go to self realization first, and then from self realization comes self stabilization. And then you reach that sahaja, that natural state where you're always in the self. Yeah.
Side answer. I Is there a difference between divine consciousness and regular consciousness? Like, for example, I'm aware that I'm sitting here right now, but is there a difference between this and what we call godless consciousness?
Yes, it's like the difference between having a clay pot that is empty but has a cover on it, right? So what's inside the pot would be your regular consciousness. Yeah, that's your awareness. I am the body, I am the pot, right? This is my surroundings, this is my environment, this is my life. If you break the pot or if you open the container, then the air outside and inside mix, it becomes one, right? And that is when you know I am the self, I am everything. I am everything. Love will teach you I am everything. Wisdom will teach you I am no thing. Both lead to the same. Whether you know you're everything or whether you know that you are no thing, it's the same, although it sounds paradoxically opposite. Doesn't matter which way you choose, but you have to let go of this idea I am the body and focus on I am the self. And then you have divine consciousness. Yeah.
So it's definitely like a consequence of knowledge, of divine knowledge, like to know that you are the consciousness.
It's just divine awareness. It's not knowledge, it's awareness, divine awareness. So it's just awareness, that's all. How do you know that you're a female? You just know, right? Right? That's all. So you just know, it's just awareness. That's it.
I'm just figuring out, like, is there a way to explain this to maybe someone who's really young, like a kid? Like, if
Children get it easily, no? They're not like adults who are stupid, no? The children get it quickly. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be cooking or doing some work. Um, that time I just stop myself and be the self and just try to witness my mind. like how it is moving and all. As you said, like it goes to past or future, and sometimes I laugh at the thoughts it creates so much of dramatic all. And sometimes it is like just complaining and giving some negative thoughts about others. Then I felt it's nothing about what others do to us, or it's nothing about what's going on around. It's just the mind that is constantly giving these kind of inputs, even which subconsciously subconsciously impact our personality. So that is somewhat I experienced. And I was like, I understood that there is no good and there is no bad.
Right.
Nothing to just be that. So it helped me. It helped me in some situations, but sometimes again and again I'm falling, Swami. Like uh, again I become very emotional, or I get scared for the situations around. Though I come back to the self, it will be there for some time, but again I go back. So how to stop these things, Swami?
So, this is why this week's homework is so important. To be so in love with the self, with the Atma, with God, with Swami, whatever name you want to give it, it's all the same. That you just are in constant meditation on that. Okay? And then what you'll understand, and this is a bit embarrassing, but it's true for all of us. What you'll understand is the reason why you keep falling back down, the reason why you come from I am the light to the lower stages, is because you love the world more than you love God. And that's the only reason. That's the only reason. This is why the homework is given. Be so much in love with Swami. Remember how when Swami would come out physically, it would be like magic, you know? It was so amazing. Just every small movement of his was so divine. You know, he would just float across the darshan hall. The way he would walk, the wind would blow his hair to the side. It was so amazing, you know? Be so in love with that self, with that Swami, that you don't have space for anything else. The love that you have for your family, your country, whatever it is, whatever you love, your sandwich, whatever love you have, see all of that as God, right? All of that as God. All these people, your relationships are just chances to share God's love. That's all. Don't make it more than that. It's just opportunities to share God's love.
Like 2 days back, I have this experience, Swami. What you said that uh, uh, I was meditating and I was in that Swami's love where it was only Swami and his unconditional love. So I asked, I never felt like that, but that day I asked Swami, uh, Swami, how much you love me? I asked Swami. My heart became one with Swami's heart, that supreme heart. And then I asked Swami, how much you love me? And then I felt that there is no you. There is no two at all. It's only Swami, loving Swami.
Right.
It's only that self that is there. So when I came out of that, for 2 days I was in that bliss. Like I was not at all feeling low, or not at all. Even when someone is doing something, I was just laughing, remembering that experience. But what happens now, Swami? After a few days, again it will come down.
Mm-hmm.
Not able to maintain that.
Yes. So in the olden days, people would say, oh, enough of this world. Let me run away and I will go to the forest or live in a cave, or I'll go to Kashi. No, I will go to Badrinath. I will go to Haridwar or wherever, and I will just stay there and do my sadhana. But that's not required in today's age. Many of you here who make the trouble of coming through Bangalore traffic just to come to this setting and, hopefully get inspired. Many of you were actually sadhus in your past life. And you said, I don't want to be in the world. The world is a horrible place. You will only get stuck into Maya. You will have to get married, and you will have to have children, and you will have to take them to school, and you have to help them with their homework. There is no way I want to be a householder. And guess what happened? Doing. This is how it works, right? So don't have these strong likes for anything except for God, right? You love your family because it's an opportunity for you to share God's love, right? But don't have these strong likes and dislikes. They're not useful on the spiritual path. And you saw what happened. Swami was like, "Oh, you don't want to be a householder? Okay, let's try it out." Toing, and then there you are. And now here you are in the world. This is how it works. Don't have strong preferences this way or that. Follow dharma, sure. Follow love, yes. But don't get involved in other things. Okay, Swamis, we talked about some tough things today, but you're not coming here to hear nice things, no? You're coming here to get hammered into small pieces and then slowly break your ego so that you see yourself as the self with the capital S. And you've learned over and over again that all you have to do is to be still. And you follow any one of these practices that are being given to you, you will figure it out. But please practice. The homework this week: be so much in love with the self, with the Lord, with God, whatever you wish to call it, that you just meditate unceasingly throughout the day on that. Okay, that's all. Let's end with Om and 3 Shantis. Then we'll go into the cut. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.